know somebody that you're recruiting is going to be someone that will go after loose balls with the relentless way that controlled relentless way that you want them to?
You look at more than anything, probably like their team success, their ability, how they've handled adversity in the past, the things they talk about in terms of being a teammate and how they work. Because I think with our group, guys doing that is, you can look at the track record of they've been hard workers, they've been winners, they've been guys who care about the team's success, and they play with a lot of pride. And those are things that, from what I've seen over time, those guys who have never done that don't start doing it in the Big 12 and in college at the highest level, and guys who have always done it don't stop doing it when they get here. So trying to be realistic in evaluating that track record before they get here.
TJ, you guys are among the nation's leaders in second chance opportunities, maybe like third in the country. Has that been a focus for you guys, and how much of a focus was it?
We put a lot of emphasis on, being the best at effort-based things, and certainly going to the offensive rebounds or getting second chance points falls in line with that. The part where I'm proud of our guys is, we played four guards a lot of times too. And, I think what Taman's able to do on the offensive boards and second chance points is phenomenal. Because, he keeps possessions alive. He finishes them. He gets guys shots. So he's a big part of that. It certainly has been a point of emphasis. Look, for us, it's the ball pressure to turn people over, which we've been okay there. It's the rebounding emphasis, where we've been okay there. And, the one area when we have been successful that we focus on is value in the ball. And when we've had challenges, we haven't done as well. So, excuse me, I just say it has been a huge area emphasis, something we demand every day. It's something our guys take a lot of pride in. And we got a little, the group, they call themselves the Crash Crew, which is all the guys getting to the boards and getting us those second chance opportunities.
One more thing from me, TJ. Are you sending 4 or 5, or you're not sending 5, are you?
No. We're
okay.
In our plan, guys have a specific job. So it's Shun if he's in, and Rob if he's in, and TK and Jazz, and the guys who are at the 4 and the 5, and then with Taman. So we're pretty much, in most cases, 2.5 or 3 guys are going, and then we're also trying to be great in transition defense.
Cool. Thanks, TJ.
Thank you.
Hey, TJ, thanks for the time. What has kind of stood out so far about, when you've watched Stevenson play, specifically, kind of creating space on the perimeter and creating for others a little bit the last couple of weeks as well?
Yeah, he's playing great lately, shooting it with a lot of confidence. He's highly aggressive. When his mentality is focused on being the best he can for his team, they play at a really high level, and they've certainly been doing that lately. They've had some big wins. So a guy that, like most teams, when it's the leading scorer or the most aggressive offensive player, or whatever that may be, when things are going well for him, it usually means things will go well for others. So, Workman, can you grab me a water? What we need to do is, do a great job being intentional, not letting him be comfortable, and not letting him, get clean looks, open looks, or be confident. We've got to always be disruptive and try to frustrate him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Good morning, TJ. I wonder, as you talked to Jazz after his first 10 plus minutes in over a month, obviously broken finger you wouldn't think would affect conditioning, but still it's not a game time situation. A, how is he feeling? And B, how can you treat him as pretty much 100% full go from here on, or you'd have to still manage it a little bit?
Yeah, I'd say, in terms of the physical conditioning, like, you can do all the running and, sliding and, anything you want, riding a bike. It's still different than, even when you simulate basketball activity, actual conditioning of when you add 15,000 fans and the stress, the anxiety, the challenges that happen in a game, it's an entirely different animal. So we're going to continue to, do what's best for Jazz. I would say he's not at 100%. I don't know that anybody's at 100% when you get to this point in the year, but what I would say is we're going to continue to work with him to do the things that are best for him in practice, and then to make sure that, however we handle his minutes, that we're very mindful of what's in his best interest to be at his very best when he's out there.
Gotcha. Thanks, TJ. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey TJ, how are you?
Good. How are you, Travis?
I'm all right. How dangerous is West Virginia when you look at their record? Just how misleading is that with how well they're playing the last, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, they're playing great. I mean, again, just they've played a very challenging schedule. So, when you look at the losses, that's certainly a part of it. I'm not like a big metrics guy or look at a whole lot of numbers, but from what I've been told, it's, they're in the top 20 in the NETs and Ken Palms and all those things. So regardless of what their record is, the numbers say they're like a top 20 team, and more specifically, they're playing really well right now. So, we've got to do a great job, and they're a team that prides themselves on like being the aggressor, and especially on their court, where they overwhelm you. And so that they do that with ball pressure, they do it with rebounding. The areas where we want to be really good, that's where they try to be good in those things as well. So, we've got to focus on doing what we can do and being who we can be. But we know that, we're going to have to play really well to be successful there. And we're going to have to do what we can to make them not play as well by those same things.
We spent a lot of last week talking about how you guys play on the road. What kind of opportunity is this, or is that something you address with the group or not?
Well, we talked about specifically in league play, our last 3 road games, and we've had 5 Big 12 road games. I mean, we've won by, if I'm not mistaken, we've won by 3, we've won by 2, and we've lost by 2, we've lost by 2, and we've lost by 3 in overtime. So we've had 5 games. They've all been close. They've all come down to the last possession or 2. And what we need to do, what we talked to our guys about, is like we owe our habits to make sure that in those key moments, we're still pressuring the ball. We're getting a block out. We're commanding the offensive possession. And that's the most important time of the game. So for us, there's got to be a stubborn, tough grit to say, all right, these last few games on the road, a play this way, a play that way, we would have been able to be successful. And now we're going to go execute and do that and make sure that we're on, the winning side of the ledger.
With you guys playing pretty low possession games, the big swings, the 16 points, the 23 points, does that give you, I don't know, confidence that those are probably more, maybe not as something endemic, that maybe it's just you get cold for 8 or 9 minutes, and that it's not, the way you guys play, I guess, is not going to lend itself to that happening often?
Yeah, I mean, for us, like where we're at our absolute best is as possessions offensively wind down, we, we play for each other. 5 guys are involved. There's an option to post, drive, cut, space, get an offensive rebound. When we've had challenges, it's been more because we get to that point in the clock and either it's somebody's pressure pushes us out, or guys on our team feel like, they need to go make a play to help our team individually. So, and that's where I think the possessions do get longer, because we want all 5 guys incorporated. We want everybody to be a factor. We want, we don't ever want anyone feeling like they're on an island. So to your point, I do think that creates the possibility for longer possessions, because we're more willing to share the ball and make extra passes, which will get you later in possessions. And when we've been really good, we found a way to score later in possessions, however that may be. So I think, it's not necessarily by design in terms of pace or tempo or, clock management. It's more just about we're at our best when everyone's involved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
TJ,
And-
one more thing from me, and this is totally off West Virginia. What's the Iowa State alumni, the success some of the guys are having in the NBA? What's that do for your recruiting?
Well, it's certainly great to see the honor Tyrese received, last week, and pretty cool to have a guy in the All-Star game. And again, for so many guys here, it shows that you can come to Iowa State, and most guys, with the exception of Taman, they're certainly coming from somewhere else, and for most, out of state, or for some even out of region. This place you can come to, you can focus on basketball, your development. And you can make whatever your dreams are a reality by hard work and the things you do every day. And the guys that are having success at the next level have done that because they've made that extra investment in terms of the work they've done. The guys that have had the most success here have done the same. And we take a lot of pride in being about the hard work and the player development piece. So having guys be successful validates the work that's done in our building every single day.
Thank you, TJ.
Thank you, sir. Any more brain busters? Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, TJ. You too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.